it was 2014 at the time, and we had just had the immigration scandal issue where 60,000 people crowded into a stadium just because they were looking for a job after being fleeced of 1,000 naira, and a few of them lost their lives. And the question, myself and a few friends who we began Andela with, were asking ourselves was that in this mass of 60,000 people looking for, quite frankly, a job that anyone could do, there is no way you cannot tell me that there isn't even a few of them who one could train to literally do any kind of job. And considering the world that we lived in, more and more jobs are going digital, right? There is a big digital economy, and a big part of that economy is digital workers or remote workers as a big part of that economy. And so a lot of what Andela represented was a way for us to get Africa integrated into that digital economy and fix a big gap, which was young people getting education but no jobs. So Flutterwave in some way was also born out of less tragic occurrence, but kind of, act two of the same drama. And that was, while I was at Andela, we had a Nigerian client, our first Nigerian client. The tragic occurrence was basically, it was time for us to be paid by this partner. And essentially, it was impossible for us to be paid by this Nigerian corporate partner, because there was literally no way for him to get money in Naira into our USD dollar bank accounts in the US. And that sparked another journey of discovery for us, which was really, Africans are largely disconnected from the global economy. And so that was why Flutterwave came to life. It was really, the way we see it is, how do we build a world where an African can build a global business like Facebook from Nigeria and get paid for doing that? Because today, that world doesn't exist. And the idea here is, if we're successful, we can fully connect Africa to the global economy and create new kinds of opportunities for young Africans to play in the digital economy. The reality really is, a society that we live in today is one that really, a lot of people don't quite understand that it's really ours to shape. And the one thing that young people today especially have to understand is that, number one, there is no savior coming to save you anywhere. We have one, his name is Jesus. He died on the cross, and that's it. And he's giving you everything else that you need to do what you need to do to build a future for your generation. And if we don't do it, it wouldn't be nobody else's fault but ours. The place where we have to get comfortable is that when we envision the future, we have to see a role for ourselves in it. And we have to choose, this is what I'm going to do to build myself up and to build my future and the future that I see, because then I have a role in that future. If you're not a participant in building that future, right, the reality is it will happen to you. The challenge we have today is that people expect very quick results. People are not willing to think too long term into the future. Everything 15 years from now will look different because our primary constituent will be a 15-year-old who is going to be more than half of the country. And I think today we really do have to start thinking in brand new ways about what that world looks like and what our contribution to that world will look like. And maybe we'll get on a better path if we do so.